Boomtastic's out. Immature is just cranking out the minerals. It is very impressive. Evil splitting his forces. I'm pretty sure that wasn't on purpose. This is something that I am stealing from Crota, so hands off to him. Whenever I see a supply depot with extra supplies, I go for that. I want that dead. At this point, just crash it, punch through, move on back for the soft kill. And let's watch Roger's SCV count drop. Roger's SCV count down from 17 to 1. Meanwhile, here is Zachnafine moving in for what Zachnafine loves to do with these Vikings. He is expansion-based hunting. Schmunkel has a small pack of Zerglings. Hunting has a decent pack of Marines moving out. All just trying to get in on the action. I actually believe that at this point, about a minute ago in the game, Zachnafine on Skype said, hey guys, I'm not going to even fire a shot and you're going to win this game. And so we kind of bullied him into getting out here. So Zachnafine on the move. Immature leaves the game. Why? He sees what's coming. He's got nothing. Since we know he's already dead, we're not going to watch that. So now, just to check things out, we are down to 2 opponents. Boomtastic and Immature are both out. Tunoob and Roger are left in. Tunoob is cranking out the actions per minute, so he is working it as best he can. Has a pretty good base defense. I mean, no complaints there. A couple siege tanks will really knock down those Zerglings if they came his way. He's making sure that nothing's going on over here. We do have a force moving in, a small force moving in. Check my income stats to begin here. Tunoob's income severely hurt from some of the battles earlier, and Roger's, well, he's down to 1 harvester. What can you do? In terms of resources, though, yeah, Immature had a lot of resources. He could have gifted some to his buddies there. I don't know how well these guys play together. I don't know if they're just 3 together or if they play all the time. But we'll go ahead and remove this stuff here and watch the forces. Evil sending out some more troops. Here comes the combined forces of Fronting and Schmunkel. This is one thing I hate. Boomtastic is no longer available. I'd like a flag or something here from Blizzard to say, hey, don't bother with this guy. Zachnafine flies over to Roger's base. He's getting hit by Thor pretty hard. Still, he does the manly thing. Tries to work it. We're going to skip that battle, move over here to Tunoob. Tunoob has a good force of siege tanks. At this point, Hunting is called out for help. He knows what's coming. Can really use some buddies. Evil sends over 3 zealots. That is not going to cut it. 4 siege tanks, excuse me. Damage is just killer. And once Hunting loses this supply depot, he is supply locked, which is just absolutely killer. But that's okay, he brings in his Vikings, and as we're saying here, he says, I'm just going to drop them right on these siege tanks. And sure enough, we converge on the siege tanks. And once those siege tanks are gone, it is just open season on these Marines. Up they go and off they go, checking our income stats again. Schmunkel of the active players with the best income. Interestingly, Hunting has this large force here, and again, I'm going to get on my high horse. If we had hotkeys, I think you might be able to notice that there was something going on here. Granted, Boomtastic's out of the game, but Roger's still in it. Tunoob is still in it. These guys ain't dead. Zachnafine has another force of Vikings cruising out. Schmunkel has another force of Zerglings moving out. Zachnafine circling around, looking for a good place to hit. Schmunkel going after Boomtastic. Zachnafine sees something he likes. Drops half high and half low. Roger here drops his 2 Vikings down, brings in his Thors. Zachnafine goes up, Roger decides to follow him, and that's just a losing proposition for Roger. Zachnafine wisely retreats. Roger could have hammered out the Zerglings here. Chose not to. I think he's trying to chase off these Vikings. Yeah, he knows what's coming. Fronting getting in some action over here, taking out Immature's dead base. Again, has that half crescent of Marines just kind of cruising. Checking out Evil's base. Evil has a few troops. Spending his time and his money over here on Colossi. Finishing off what's left of Immature's troops, so there's no surprises. Roger brings his Thors in to do some damage. Damage they do. Yeah, no point to that battle. It's just unfortunate that, there we go, that Thor does manage to survive. Roger using a mule to repair that Thor. I have not seen that before. Checking out our income here. 2 Noob has a decent income. Roger has slim to nothing. Whereas the Fronting, Evil, Zachnafine, and Schmunkle team, no complaints in the middle department. Small base over here. At some point pretty soon Evil's going to decide to take these Colossi out for a spin. Sure enough, there they go. And going for one of his favorite targets, he's going to pick on the supply depots. They're in a corner. He can march up that corner once that clears out. But more importantly, he's going for just a semi-supply lock. That one burned down. Here come 3 Thors. Evil doesn't really want anything to do with that. I believe that Roger had pinged his ally 2 Noob. 2 Noob brings over his Marines. Those poor non-upgraded Marines. Zachnafine brings over his Vikings. Evil has some more Colossi and Zealots. Hunting has a nice fleet of Vikings ready to go. And sure enough, here's Schmunkle building up his Cracklings over here. This battle's interesting. I want to stop, see if I can't back it up just a heartbeat. Zachnafine moves in his Vikings, draws the Marines into fire by the Colossi. There he goes, draws them in, retreats. Colossi hiding back here. Interestingly, let us check 2 Noob's point of view. He has no idea what's hiding back here. That makes this an excellent ambush point. And up step the Colossi. They do what they do best. Fry little guys. Here comes a mass battle. 4 Thors, they're going to do what they do. In charge of Zealots. Colossi drill down on Thors. Thors are stuck working on Zealots. Meanwhile, in drop the Viking army. And there's just nothing these Thors can do on that. Roger leaves the game. Totally understandable. And 2 Noob sees what's coming his direction next, and that's the end of that. One quick and final check on income. Definitely have a good income. On resource, here is one word to say. I know that Immature's forces kept building up after he left, but that's a lot of minerals. The Evil team, Hunting, Evil, Zachnafine, and Schmunkle ended up with a decent chunk of minerals left over. Of course, at the end of the game, it's not a big surprise. Combined tactics here of the air forces of the Vikings and the ground forces of Stalker, Zealots, and Colossi is just amazing. When you combine with the early push from Roaches and Zerglings of the Zerg, it's a very powerful combination, very difficult to fight off. I have been overwhelmed by much the same. So Again, thank you for watching this evil strategy session, and until we meet on the field of battle, stay evil.